Hi, I'm Linda Roeder, a member of the Healing House Network of Restoring the Foundations International, and I'm so happy to be sharing with you today about a relational skill that has been so helpful to me. It's a skill called getting closer, and it's an understanding of how to deepen our relationships. And when I first began to think about this, what I had in mind were those great big teenage grandkids I was trying to connect to. Our relationship had changed so much, and I really was at a loss for how to keep growing and stay connected. But as I gave this thought, I began to realize this skill actually works in all kinds of relationships once we decide that we would like to try to go deeper. And so I'll tell you first what it's not. The way to get closer to someone else is not by probing and asking lots of questions. In fact, with certain people, teenagers included, this does not work at all. The longer we probe, the more questions we ask, the shorter their answers become. And so I quickly gave up on that. But what I found is the thing that opened them up is when I began to focus more on letting them know me than me trying to get to know them. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I began to share with them some of my memories, the happy ones, the sad ones, the ones that were challenging that made me into who I am today. I shared about when I dated, when I went to school, all kinds of things. The other thing that I began to share was about some of my failures, some of my current struggles, like my eating habits, things like that. I began to share the things I tend to worry about or be fearful about, some of my temptations and struggles, and just some appropriate things about myself that I wanted them to know. And you know what I learned? I found out that over the weeks and the months, as I began to try to remember what do I want to share with them, what would I like them to know, I even told them about my everyday issues. I asked them to pray for me. I shared with them more and more about my life in an appropriate way. And to my great delight, I found that after weeks and months of me sharing, they began to open up to me at a new level. And I believe they opened up because they started to trust me more. They found out that I too have struggles. I too have weaknesses. I'm not really all that grown up, and that we could relate in certain ways. That I have to deal with anger and frustration too. Some of the things that are difficult for them, I shared with them that I went through the same kinds of things. And so over the months and years, we found that we've grown closer and closer. So maybe you have relationships that you would like to deepen. Give some thought to who it is and connect with them in a new way, perhaps, sharing more about yourselves and looking forward to the day that they'll also open up and share with you.